where we fight!
The battle is on. Mars versus Venus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to welcome you to it Friday 14th April 2023. Smack on the middle-ish of the month. Yeah, with the middle-ish smack there.
Yeah.
And the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. Hope your fiscal year thus far has been grand. I started this year saying I'm accepting and not expecting. I'm more of acceptance as opposed to expectations.
Right.
Understand? Because
Nice.
expectations breed heartbreak and disappointment.
Nice.
Yeah, expectations breeds disappointment, but acceptance we can live with.
When you say that's from others. From others.
Yeah, expectation from this. It's still like expectation from
Not
this
yourself.
force is here. Here brings, you know, things I expected, and it just brings upsetness and disappointment. So now I just accept.
Well, I mean, that up and running.
Yeah, but I accept stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, long, so.
I stayed there for a while, quite a while. You missed that. I was there. Anyways, guys, Mars versus Venus. It's a very let me put the trigger warning as Abby likes to say. Let's do a trigger warning.
It's been a while.
Welcome,
It's been a while since we had
welcome.
Rodell in the room. He can't remember what the segment is even about. So he has
It's a
been
little
here in a while. It's foggy. Trigger warning. This topic is not to offend anyone. Some people might take offense. But I'm sending on the trigger warning. But it's real. It's a real topic. It's something that affects relationships.
I find every time we put out trigger warnings of that nature, this topic might offend people. It's like the carte blanche like opening of the gates for people to say offensive.
Oh my gosh, you.
Yeah, but I learned that from you. But trigger warnings.
You know, trigger warnings are important, but I'm saying in terms of, like, you know, for news stories and whatnot. Like, when you put out that disclaimer.
Also, we shouldn't do
Like
trigger
a
warnings for the
political
show.
ad.
No, I mean,
I'm just asking.
I'm saying when you put out disclaimers that say things like, I don't mean to offend, it's usually right before somebody says
You get
something
offensive.
horribly
Correct,
offensive.
Correct.
So let me just go into it. We know business. If you're offended, you're offended.
Nah,
You already care.
Nah,
Right? Take off your radio.
I'm tired
Right?
already.
There we go.
I'm tired
Wait, now you gave me the Daniel Caesar there. Is the Daniel Caesar you gave me?
If you want to listen, take off your radio.
I know Daniel Caesar telling me if I don't get my album, don't buy it, then nobody buy it.
2 years later, he doing the apology tour.
2019, he must say,
2 years
You
later.
guys don't really feel my energy. I don't
on
feel your energy either.
the apology
So,
tour.
you don't feel my energy, I don't feel your energy. I'm big. I made it. You
Oh,
You
damn.
don't need me. I don't need you guys.
Black
I don't need you
Diaspora
guys.
said,
What?
So
cool.
So what is the gray area here? Because
All right, just introduce the topic, please.
you see,
Just introduce the topic.
The man say, if you don't like, you know, say, if they don't listen, take off your radio. That next thing you know, when we going, yeah, call us now. Nothing.
Nothing. Silence. Famous last words.
so nobody know the picture on the WhatsApp. Nobody know where that is.
Nothing.
Only.
Because why would they say, but he say don't listen, so they stop listening. All right, guys. Weighing in relationships. Weighing. Remember it, for when you're doing anything. Weighing. Like, you know how boxers is weighing to before a fight? So it's weighing a relationship.
Right.
Just want to get the terminology correct. Weighing in a relationship. What I'm talking about, guys, is we see it on social media all the time. Some people go through it in their personal life. You know, you met with someone in your early courting days. It was fabulous. You used to go to the Maracas and so on.
To the where?
The Maracas. A.K.A. Maracas. You used to go,
It's like, what?
Right.
you used to go to the Maracas for bacon shokes and so on.
Bacon shooks.
Bacon shokes, so shokes and bake. Shokes and bake, bacon shokes. And he will be in his trunks, looking all pleasing to the eye.
Right.
And you're glad you're sitting down there with your little Caribe, saying, oh God, look my black man, look man. Coming out of the water, and in people like Obeo's case, the little locks flowing, jumping on the back, you're feeling good about yourself. Flip it now.
The curves curving.
He is sitting on the thing with a little umbrella, watching his friend come on. God, look at this young lady now, but jeez, and you're glad, you're happy, excited.
Good boy.
You're good, boy. And she have everything to hold him. Nice. Relationship sweet.
Yeah.
You had a little too much bacon chokes.
Right.
A little too much shucks and
In
bakes.
the early you used to order one.
Yeah. Then when you go up there, you want 2 bacon
You
shacks.
get to make a shark. Yeah. Oh, yeah, shrimp too.
Yeah, you take a shrimp and bake.
And fries.
A shrimp and fries. You understand?
Uh-huh.
And a red solo.
Damn.
And the chunks that you met him in, he gave
Still
it to
have
his
it.
little brother. He gave it to his brother.
He made it in Jersey now.
He started dating juice.
With the hat on.
Hey! You see how she laughed? Yes, she was the one who was most politically correct. Jaiga, you know, when you say, yeah, no, he made it in Jersey, no.
He made it t-shirt on.
Are you from here, no? Yeah, I mean, he made it in Jersey. Yeah,
Try to participate, okay?
right? And it gets to that. And vice versa. You know? She used to wear some real nice rebel two-piece, rebel two-piece show.
Yeah,
You know the rebel two-piece I'm talking about.
She is now
Yeah.
being in shorts.
She's now in a shorts and a football jersey.
Oh, damn. Damn.
So and then the conversation starts, the uncomfortable conversation starts where one starts to tell the other, listen, this is happening and I'm uncomfortable with it. You need to do something about it. And it leads to resentment.
So it's not we need to do something about it. It's not like we were not together and thing.
Yeah, no, well, it started one is trying to encourage the other is not taking encouragement. And it goes both ways, man or woman, right? And it leads to a breakdown in the relationship. Resentment kicks in, shame, now you don't want to go nowhere. Every time you go in, you want to go by yourself. The person becomes an embarrassment. So you start to get very bitter and hateful with your words. And now where words are important, a time like now where words and feelings matter, you start to say things.
A time like now.
Yeah, in this 2023, it's that words and feelings matter. You
They
started,
didn't used to, you know.
no, back in the days, people used to say what the one girl. No way. No, you had to watch what you say. I mean, we know that back in the days, people used to say all kind of things. So now, you start to say things that the person receives in a bad way. So they start to receive what you say in a bad way, and the relationships, it comes down to like an ultimatum. You better do something about yourself. I can't deal with this anymore. And in your hurt and your dismay, you leave. You leave the relationship, and you go on your way. And in that, in your solitude and in your time, you decided to do whatever you needed to do, and bam! A 16 months pass. Oh God!
Good boy.
He have muscle in the eyebrow. When
Catch
you,
back himself.
well, next thing you know, 16 months pass. She is now the face of Yuma. Costume like that because why?
Lily.
She ugly, looking good.
That was
Yeah.
lost right. Calm down.
Yeah, I know.
You understand? And the other person now comes back to say, well, could we don't try? Could we make it work? Could we talk? I want to talk. Could we talk?
So all this because you're on a little bit.
Yeah, and then when you the person leave, you went about your business. They went and they catch back the stuff, as we say in the slang, they snatch back.
Yeah.
Now you want to come back and say, could we make it work? You think a relationship, you think he or she should accept and say like, if you leave me because I get big and tall. And yes, when we say in Trinidad slang, when we say big, it goes with tall. Abby doesn't like it at all, but in Trinidad dialect, when you get big, you're tall.
What's the correct term for that?
What's the correct term, Abby? Give us the politically correct term for when one gets big. How do we?
You've gained weight?
Oh, that's what you say?
How boring.
That's so boring.
You've
Oh, you
gained
gain weight.
weight?
So that's
Okay.
real boring.
So
I don't
like
understand about you gain weight.
so
Oh, you're
like
getting big and soft.
So like a treat.
For maximum hurtful
What
effects.
do you Lego yourself?
Maximum hurtful effects. Right. Well, I mean, talking about people's weight is a greeting in the
Right.
Caribbean.
It's sad, eh?
Greeting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy, that
that
is
is
real
so
shit.
true.
You get that
Oh,
all
you
the
get
time.
fat. Okay.
I somebody to say, where you real rosy boy?
Or it could be the other way.
I
It
flush
could
right.
be the other way around, you know. Oh, that woman ain't feeding you. Yeah, just get out too.
I just wish we'd leave people and their bodies
Yeah, that way
alone.
around.
Yes, get out. Yeah, you seen real pressure with she boy.
What
Who you
boy?
get small?
This is my disclaimer immediately because I'm going to be participating very little in this conversation.
Why?
Why?
Because I find it different. I just feel
Them
like
things, them is real things, you
leave
know.
people and their bodies alone. If it is, we're talking about an actual, and a lot of the times people like to hide behind health concerns.
Right.
Yes, fat, when you're fat, you just get sick. And yes, there are lifestyle diseases that are linked to weight
obesity,
gain,
weight gain.
whether
Correct.
it is as a result of weight gain or there are lifestyle diseases that lead to weight gain.
Like
you know,
some people on dialysis, different
hypothyroidism, if you have to use steroids because you're asthmatic. There are lots of things that lead to, and then there are things that result
People gain
because
weight
of.
for
Correct.
acne medicine,
Right?
for acne medication.
Once you're in the realm of women's reproductive,
That is the
that
next cause
is
as
the
well.
minefield of gain weight when you hit up. In fact, there's a gain weight at puberty. There's a gain weight at when you have reached childbearing years. Then there's the gain weight at menopause. It's it's disgusting. It's annoying, and the fact that we like to target it, we like to pinpoint it and underline it all the time. So unless we're talking about you have like a heart condition, you're diabetic, you're this, that, or the other, that directly is linked to your health choices, your life, your food, etc. That is the only time I find people who in your close proximity, don't be a random and come in and offering your opinion, neither. Mind your business. Literally mind your business. But if it is we in a relationship, that's the time when we can have those conversations. Or even beyond relationship. Like I lived with my mother for a very long time. She was ill. It meant the whole household's diet plan changed. Because if she cannot use salt, that means I'm not cooking two pot. So now we not eating no salt. You understand what I mean?
You could add your salt after.
Or you add salt after or whatever. But unless it is that, leave people and their bodies alone. Just leave people and their bodies alone. And if it is you are dealing with issues of no longer being attracted to a significant other because they don't look, oh my God, they've grown older, they've gained weight, their bodies have changed because they're human, then that is something that you need to deal with yourself. And leave people in peace. Like, don't stay in a relationship and terrorize somebody because they've gained weight. Like, go off and be Ken Dolly by yourself. Go and find Madame Twiggy. Go and find she. The girl that is a twig, go and find she. Right? And leave me alone.
So you'll be waiting with a towel on the beach when he comes out in his
Whatever.
full attire.
In his full attire.
Yeah.
Cool, okay.
Yeah?
Listen,
And
if
sandals.
it is okay, the socks and sandals could be a little bit.
No, he wearing them shoes on them that you know.
You wanna
separate
educate
the
too.
toes.
The
Yeah,
toes,
yeah,
the
yeah.
toes.
That's
Oh,
separate
them
because
those were expensive though.
Because you don't like your foot to touch the sun.
Those were
Yeah.
expensive.
I find if you had to do all of that, that's story whatever.
Yeah,
I
expensive.
don't participate.
My
if you have
thing
to do all of
is,
that, stay inside.
bodies grow together. Bodies grow together. If it is you're on a health journey together, that's different. But the thing is, because men and women's bodies different too, we are on a health journey. Both are we eating the same thing in the house. Both are we exercising.
But one
You
alone
do
working for
one.
one.
You do one push-up and you lose 12 pounds. I gain weight. I eat the same thing you eating. I run in the same running you running, and for some reason I am putting on because menopause is real. You understand what I mean? I just
They're asking
feel like,
about the people who gain weight just off of laziness. No health issues, that's laziness.
okay, that's a conversation that you can have, and the
Because I
thing
think
is,
that's the instance
laziness.
Yeah, we're talking about
Guys, we're talking
laziness.
about-
We're not talking about illness here.
Many times,
Or medical
laziness,
reasons.
many times, what we perceive as laziness is still also linked to where people are mentally and emotionally.
Depression.
Right? It is still linked to that. And even if the person lazy, and the laziness is, if the laziness itself is impacting the actual workings of your relationship, that is different. That have nothing necessarily to do, like the central issue is not the fact that they get fat. That's not the central issue. The laziness has to do with the lack of effort generally in terms of how they live their lives, the decision making in the relationship, contributing to the relationship. Yes, let me have that discussion. But leave people and their bodies
So-
alone.
Well, let me just go to the
Oh my God.
why we spoke about it in the first place, guys. There's a big trend. I'm sure you've seen it where a lot of people, real TikTokers, everybody doing it, putting up the he left me or she left me because I was this size. No, I'm this size. And that's how the conversation
Right.
started because it's a trend. It's a fad. Apparently, something been happening.
Yes.
On both sides. I've seen tons of videos of
He
guys
leave you and now he want to come back.
who would get big and the girl wasn't them, or girls who they were trying to talk to and was never talking to them, is vice
And
versa.
now they snatch the
Now
talk
they
to you.
snatch themselves, so
Those
now
are not your people.
now they want to talk to you.
Yeah, those are not
so
your
that
people.
is why the conversation come up, and as I be saying, I go with that. If You ain't giving me energy. When I was me, because I'm the same
I'm the
person.
same person.
But because I'm looking as a stereotype, you
That's
want to
not
give
your
me all the
person.
energy in the world.
Not your person.
I don't feel you need to go around that person.
Nah.
But there are women who and men who do, and when you start doing something for someone, that is just a next recipe for disaster. If you're doing things not because you want to do it,
For yourself, but
For
because I
yourself?
had to keep my man, sis.
How do you say keep
don't-
your man?
Don't do it. It's not
Don't do
worth.
it.
Let him go.
so you
Okay.
doing nothing to keep your man happy. Just saying. That's
It's not-
asking.
Doing things to keep a relationship healthy is different
From doing something to keep a man.
to doing it
Got
to
you.
keep him because oh god
Because you
if I
need-
put on weight
yeah,
or
you need
if you
him.
see me without my weave or if I don't
You
have
feel
on lashes or if I
incomplete.
don't do my because you feel physically incomplete. You
Right.
feel as though my god I need to keep a certain appearance otherwise he will no longer be attracted to me. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That could never be healthy. That's too much pressure. Suppose you have an off day. Suppose you have an off week. Suppose you get pregnant, you bring forth a child, and then you have postpartum depression after, and you didn't get the snapback gene.
What do you think about hair growth?
What?
Like, you know, because there's that is also a trend as well on social media where women are more embracing.
Yeah. That is a new thing
They're
too.
growing out the hair on the arm. They make grow a mustache, you know, and they just leaving it to grow now.
Leaving it to grow.
I mean, you know, that's a
Your
discussion all they had to have.
your partner to love you for loving you
Yeah,
and loving
yeah,
you and love you through you and all your hair.
yeah.
I don't love you through your
Yeah.
goatee, brother.
It's
Me, you
called-
and your goatee.
It's called
I-
Harris-tuism or something. So I can't remember the name of it. Where women have
I love you
more
through
of the
your goatee.
male
I think I took on this one, yes.
androgen hormone because of
Right.
again
Because
reproductive
watch me,
issues.
children do a lot of things
They
to
do
women.
them thing.
So you will
Women
be
just
good.
lose their teeth. They start to grow hair on their face. Their hair start to
No, but
fall out
I mean,
after.
it has some girls.
Oh, Jesus.
as they make sure and they get boobs. They had no boobs
Yeah,
before. They
like
make
facts.
sure and they
Like
get
facts,
boobs.
like
Then it
facts.
have some girls who was good all the time. They make a child and everything that's gone haywire, right? But I honestly believe if you genuinely love somebody and it's real and it's not superficial, appearance don't matter.
Yes.
The things
Right.
that happen to you in that, because listen, a woman who bring a child for a man and you in a beautiful space and a good relationship and she ends up with whatever issues,
Stretch
the
marks,
marks,
put on a
whatever.
little weight.
Listen,
Yeah,
that is
I
nothing
She
to
hair drop out a
I
little
love
bit.
stretch marks
But
when-
you're brushing that hair, I buying brush
You
here.
understand?
brushing and brushing.
Figure it out. Figure it out. I
Telling ya.
just.
Love vibes.
So you just don't care about we radio license. You just
So
don't care.
Jaiga could mention brushing. Like,
I was talking about hair, man.
You
I feel like
just
talking about-
don't care about our radio license.
What is I brushing and
So what's this? What specify the difference between the two kinds of brushes? Let's talk about
here. Direction, he's brushing directionally,
I'll be
directionally.
brushing here. If you decide you want to grow the hair and the arm, I'll be brushing that as well.
He said
We're
it's directional,
talking
it's directional, Abby. He meant he's brushing one side and brushing the other.
Gutter, you know.
Yeah, your mind got that.
line.
Pull it out. Come on.
I ain't gonna
my
lie.
mind is in the gutter.
Let's stay on track. Let's stay on track,
Right.
guys. Let's stay
So
on
you
track.
so you cool with a woman embracing, you know, everything about herself. She decides to grow the hair out on her legs and all these things. You're cool with all of that.
Me personally,
Yeah.
Who body it is?
It's her body.
Well, all right.
Right, so that's why I want to know if
yeah,
it
but
is,
it's like
you know,
me honestly, and it's not. I don't think it's me being superficial. I can't do it.
you can't do it.
Nah, I can't do it.
It's
And
because-
that's fair,
the thing
you
is
know what
because-
you could
the
take.
thing is because
I look, I can't do it for myself. So how
No,
I
you
want
can
to do
take-
it for you?
Right.
I
Here's
can't
the
do it
thing.
for myself.
Mhm.
Look,
When
I
you
don't
meet-
carry it
I
at
don't
all.
like hairy legs.
When you meet somebody, you know, let us not be pretentious. When you meet somebody, you don't fall in love. When you first meet them,
Yeah, it's a
you don't
physical-
be
a
like,
physical
oh my
attraction
god, I
first."
love that brain coming there.
Nah,
That's
it's a physical attraction first, especially with men.
But I love that brain
Oh, I
coming
love
there.
that. Oh, that brain look
Yeah.
good. That's
Oh
not,
wow,
that's
that
really
brain
not-
is so
That's-
sexy.
that's really not
the
it.
way you enunciate your. Oh my god,
That's really not
That is a brain.
There-
That's what we need to do. That we done
generally,
for.
it
We
is
need to
generally-
like brain.
physical appearance
Especially
is the
with
thing that
men.
will catch you first, right? There are other times where you are not originally physically attracted, but like in a space with them for a long period of time, and then you're like,
actually have to have a
Abby.
conversation.
Nikki used to tell you that Nikki the real do man that. Nikki never liked man, but she used to them and they
Yeah,
said she
like,
laughs, so she ended up with them. And
there you go.
She ended up
Right.
cleaning
you can
plants
catch
and
me with a laugh. Yes.
she ended up cleaning plants and all kind of thing for years.
Catch me with a laugh.
Nikki always ended up with that man.
Remember she did
She-
the jazz festival?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you doing here with he?
Nikki in the middle of a jazz. But why here with you?
She had an existential crisis
Yeah,
of
yeah.
why am I here?
Because I don't like this music and I really don't like you, but you used to make me laugh. It was fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
people go
bro.
through that.
Yeah,
You
it's
end
our
up with
moments.
people Not because they don't, according to Miliana's favorite line, you're not aesthetically pleasing to my eye.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Your 8-year-old is saying this?
That is her favorite word. Once
love
it's not
her.
aesthetically pleasing, she
It's
wants
not
no
as-
part.
It's not aesthetically pleasing.
And she's 9. If you don't
She's
call her
9.
8 at
Sorry,
all,
Millie,
she would
9.
be, she
She's
would
9.
be upset.
She's 9.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She said, Daddy, that's not aesthetically pleasing at all. Let's not go. She
I
not
love
going
her.
into a place, she not do.
I love
Yeah.
her.
Nikki used to always put herself in them drama. Yeah, like me, their friends is cause I know in a group of friends and that one little person who in the line and they always there for you now. You want to pick up?
You know, you get
you want
catch
thing?
You get catch when like your friends stage that intervention. Oh my God, you always go out with the same kind of fella. Oh God, try somebody different now. And then you end up like, okay, all right, he's not really my type per se.
That
I'm
is
not
their
really
problem. You see, that's what we're
attracted,
talking about, eh?
but maybe I'll give him a chance. And then 6 months down, you already be like, I really don't like you.
Damn, why was this so right?
I really
Oh,
don't
6
like
months.
you.
You couldn't tell me that 6 days into talking
Because
to
you
them?
really tried. You invested. You're like, okay, I've
You
healed.
take 6 months
I'm
to figure it
trying
out?
no, okay, I'm speaking hypothetically. That's never me. I don't
That's a
fool
woman thing.
myself. I don't fool
It's
myself.
not to be a woman thing.
I don't fool myself. It have certain things that have to be. The looks have to be looking like it have to be, you know, things have to be happening for me to be like, okay, all right, I know myself. But on top of all of that, now there are the other things like the intellectual capacity, your belief systems, all those things then end up being in conversation with each other, and you know that's when we heading down the road, you know. But otherwise, leave people and their bodies alone, especially when you don't know what. Even with your partner, you don't know what your partner might be going through on that particular morning. And you say something off key that just completely throws them. Peacock is one thing. If you have a relationship of peacock, that's, you know, cool.
Pecan is
know.
that gray area too.
Right. And you have to be mindful about peacock. It have times when you have to be able to you have to be able to figure out that you're going too far. Stop.
I just find you shouldn't
Stop.
have pecan in a relationship at all. Though.
So you don't want to laugh?
No way you can laugh at things,
I don't know where
not
you're
each
still-
other.
Yeah, I
So
don't
we
know
laughing at
what-
stale jokes? This is
Not
stale
stale
I
jokes,
don't
but
know.
there's so much things we can laugh
We
I
at.
don't
looking
know
up
where your
jokes and
partner could
laughing.
handle too.
Yeah, you must know.
You must know.
Well, yeah, I guess.
You must
have a
know.
limit now, boy.
Right? But generally, particularly men, in terms of women's bodies post like
Pregnancy.
pregnancy, any kind of reproductive event.
Yeah, I think men need to
Leave
pull back
them
on
alone.
that. Like
Leave
I
us
saw,
alone.
I
Leave us
saw a girl
alone, please.
post something
Please leave us
recently.
alone.
I said she see her neighbor, she see my man. First thing come out, you know, you ain't big. Find them things you
Like,
can't tell
please
people them
leave
things.
us alone. I've been disrespectful, justifiably disrespectful to family members who want to comment on my body. And you
Remember-
get big
remember
and
Jerry-
fat so,
No.
and you still so ugly.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow. Remember Jerry's
as
experience?
get rude and violent.
Not any way to talk to your aunt.
That's not the way to talk to your
Yeah,
auntie,
but then
you
leave
must
him
tell
alone.
that. Jerry had an experience too where he was off and talking out of turn.
I remember that.
Oh yes, I remember that.
That's why I
story.
learned never to talk.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, but you're not you on the baby, but I'm not pregnant. You see
But
that?
Jaiga, I experienced that this carnival here. This
Congratulations.
carnival right here.
I mean,
Ojo
oh,
breakfast party. People on the road. People are convinced. People were messaging the gentleman to ask him.
If you
Yeah.
good child,
Yeah. Yeah. And you know why it's disgusting and annoying? Because let us suppose I was inclined to have been trying or whatnot. Suppose I was encountering problems and you don't know, and you are actively rubbing this thing in somebody's face over and like leave people and their bodies alone. I had to post it on social media. I'm like, no guys, I'm not pregnant, I'm just fat. Let me fat in peace.
oh wow.
Yes, being in the Caribbean and being told yes, fat is a compliment, but they don't know that sometimes it's an insult to the person that they think they complimented. I went home for a vacation when everybody see me maybe in 2 years. I gained a little weight, was the pandemic, place open back up. But girl, how you looking like a little baby buffalo, sir?
Wow. Nah. That's gone too far. That's gone. Nah.
I'm glad you
Oh
survived
my
the
gosh.
pandemic.
Ma'am, that one is too
baby
far.
buffalo?
That one,
I need
nothing
us
about
to
that
leave
is
people's
healthy.
bodies alone.
Nothing
It
about
has
that
so
is
much
healthy.
nice things you could say when you see people.
Nothing about what she said there is good.
You
Nothing.
could say so many things, nice things when you see people.
Yeah.
How you
Why?
want somebody else
Why?
say looking like a
Why?
man? No. Unacceptable.
Jaiga,
Unacceptable.
there is actually a term for that, you know. It's called revenge body. When women or man get themselves in shape post
Or
breakup.
revenge body is a thing.
Wow.
You see?
Revenge body.
It's a thing. Revenge
Nothing
body.
about that sounds healthy.
Revenge body. No, but I tell you, it's a big trend.
Nothing
Abby.
about that.
It's a big trend. I seen it all over, girl, and I talking about
Toxic.
the snapping big numbers. The last one I watched was a beautiful dark chick in a brown, like a cocoa brown bathing suit.
Right.
She went on a cruise with her friends. Listen to the before and after, and what she was promoting wasn't so much him. He was in his story in the thread, but it was more of the fact that she did it all natural, no surgery. That was her thing. She do a good 75.
There will also be women who will tell you that they gained weight in a relationship because they were so unhappy. Because there are some people who is in two directions. It's either you eat your feelings, or there are some people who go in the other direction where they stop eating altogether. You understand? And they start to look real good post breakup. And then after a while, they'll be like, all right, okay, you're going too far now. Pull it back. And it's because they're not eating. Like, people deal with things in different ways. It's unhealthy. It really is unhealthy. So, let's leave people and their bodies alone.
I can relate, morning all. I can relate to your story. I was pregnant to gain weight and had a miscarriage, and nobody knew that I was pregnant because I concealed the information. But when I had the miscarriage, I put on a lot of weight. So everybody's like, you're fat. But I didn't go into detail saying what was my actual problem.
Got you.
And you
So,
shouldn't have to,
yeah.
sweetie.
You really shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't.
Nah. I don't tell young ladies they gaining weight or they looking fatter. I say looking real healthy these days and
That does not help. So, ease man. Ease up. Please and thank you.
nah.
Ease man. Okay?
That's not helping the situation,
Please,
buddy.
man.
It's not. It's
Okay?
not. It's not helping the situation.
Good
Right.
morning, team. Has a problem with dating outside of the norm. So all the time you're accustomed with a man with a proper hairline, you decide, no, those are toxic TPs. And you decide, you know what? Let me get Jared a chance. Even though his hairline is shaped like a calabash and starting behind his ears.
Why you laughing for that? Huh? Leave men on the hairlines.
That's how I am gonna say it.
Leave men on the hairlines.
No, she's
That's not the
right.
question as we wrote there.
Listen,
Listen,
I take offense to that voice.
Hair
Calabash
loss
boy?
is traumatic for both men and women.
I take offense
loss
to
is
that
horrible.
voice. No.
When you find your giggle to that too much.
Yeah, real giggles. It was very
As his
happy.
men know you're giggling, kiki kaka. Huh? How is not leave the men hairlines alone?
I agree. Completely leave it alone. It is traumatic. Most men, and especially when you could tell when a man is not ready to accept. You could tell when they're not. And same thing with women who go through hair loss as well, is that moment when you're not ready to accept yet. So you're holding on. And usually the hold on is where the teasing does happen. The hold on. But leave people alone.
Well, they're real shit, yeah. So, but you say for the time you greet me with any kind of comment outside, she said, Tanti, tell her the other day, good. She said, it's fair game. She said, Tanti told me you're real big. I told you until you real old.
Yeah, we fighting fire with fire now.
Wow.
No, we fighting back.
Wow.
Yeah, the empire fights back.
So
No,
let me
we
ask
fighting
now,
back. We
What
fighting back.
if it's just
So nobody is the bigger person here.
We are fighting back.
So nobody
I am
is the bigger
trolling.
person.
No.
So she said, go to your big so and how you also.
man, no kind of respect, boy.
No. So you don't respect me.
The world really
You don't
going through.
disrespect
You
me.
know your auntie go, your auntie,
I
your
don't
auntie,
care.
your auntie loose, your auntie tongue loose
I
long
don't
time.
care.
And
I'm
she
saying,
a wrong long.
The ancestors are still working on me.
In a case of it being just gluttony, right? Carry the man.
Licorishness.
Yeah, you're just licorice and you're greedy. So let me say you go a little all inclusive, and you're there with the,
He have 12
there with the
plates.
he balancing 12 feet.
And
He
he
a
doing
horse
the-
on one
he
side, he
doing
a
the
curry
food
goat.
dance.
Yeah.
He doing the
If
food
it's a
dance.
case of that,
Have a conversation.
have a conversation.
Have a conversation. But I mean, if it is to the point where you are beginning to actively resent this person,
And you're also realizing that it's becoming very unhealthy for him as well,
right?
or for her as well. That
Right.
you know, you're overdoing your blood pressure high,
Cholesterol, everything.
Cholesterol,
True
all the
bagay, true
control.
bagay.
Through
You
the
know,
roof.
to
A
me,
war,
I'm
a
sorry.
ticking time bomb.
That is not a case of me just accepting, you
Have
know,
a conversation.
because I could lose you.
Have a conversation.
could
But
lose
but
you.
it's not about you are unattractive. It's not about nitpicking the physical.
No.
It's about nitpicking the lifestyle choice you're making.
And the
Because
fact that I want to live a long, healthy life with you. Why are you doing things to make that short?
That is different.
It come like you starting to know you trying to take away my happiness because my happiness is with you, and you want to just say you just
That
don't
is
care about that
different.
no more, and you just
No, and
That's
it's not the unattractiveness doesn't come from the physical.
nah, it
physical
can't.
behavior.
Not
It's
with now
mostly
real.
the- It's mostly just the behavior.
Yeah.
The
Correct.
behavior is unattractive.
That is different, especially because when you start to think about particularly black men and women, we are predisposed to certain lifestyle diseases more than others. You see high blood pressure,
Diabetes and them things.
Right.
you
That's
see
serious thing,
that
boy.
particularly with black
That's
men
serious thing.
ticking time bombs. There are men and there are a lot of men
Oh, they
for
say
whom it
something
is
about it that
genetic,
get
where you don't present as having making poor lifestyle choices. You're not overweight. You seem
just-
to be
it's
quite
genetically
healthy,
inside you.
but it's genetic. And then when they take your blood pressure, it's some kind of ridiculous
Something over something that they never see.
175 over 150, and the doctors and the nurses are like,
Like,
how
how
are you
you alive?
walking? How are you
You're
alive?
supposed to be
You
there.
are about to
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
You are about
I've
to
you know how much of them
You
stories
are
I've
about to die.
I've
Yep.
heard?
Friday, everybody. This story is kind of a little personal to me because I was like almost 300 pounds. And then everybody used to call me like different names or whatever that would sugarcoat it, right? Until one of my best friends, he used to call me a nickname, well, a mean name for AKA somebody who's overweight. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the word over the radio, right? Until he called me that name. That's when I decided I wanted to lose weight. And I became vegan and I lost 100 pounds in almost a year just from changing my lifestyle. So, I mean, it depends, you know? They might even told me that if they sugarcoat the words for being fat, I would probably eat that too. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
And now,
Friends
I don't think we
these are
should
other
torture
stories.
people.
So, you know,
That is
my
your
way
friend?
to
Friends
it's based
brutal.
on
You don't need
how
to terrorize
your mental
people.
capacity is to handle certain things. Anyway, side note, right? I just found out, right, that I am part Trini. So if there's anybody that has an ancestor by the name of Percival Valerie,
Yes.
let me know, or let Ojo know to let me know. That would be a great mystery because he left Trini and he went to St. Lucia and meet my grandmother, had children, and went back to Trinidad.
All right.
So he had a secret family in
just
St.
in and
Lucia.
out.
But that's
Oh,
another
wow.
story. Anyway.
Yeah, that sounds like a Trini.
Yes, give it
A
to me.
secret family and
Yes.
yeah. That sounds about right.
Mr. Percival?
Fly.
Mr. Percival, yeah.
Daddy, I have no.
Ooh,
That
wow.
no use that better.
Rosie, that's dragon.
Nobody. I have no secret family. What that one home girl who tried to say our children down in
Yeah, here we are again, eh? we
no,
are back
you know that's a
at
slang
the
for me.
Home Girl juncture.
When she tried to say the
Yeah,
children
sure,
and
yeah.
them in St. Helena.
Oh, yes.
Bathing by the
by the
standpipe, yeah.
standpipe.
That was just that one.
Yeah, but check
Classic.
it.
Classic.
Yeah, she's not serious. But if I ever check,
Constructive ever investigate. Don't
come now, Rudy. Talk sense, though. The man say if I ever
was he
check
still
it. eh?
beaten by that.
But why would he have to check though?
I don't know.
I don't
Ojo,
understand.
good morning,
days
Nikki
later,
from
they
New
still want
York.
Islam.
I actually had an experience over 10 years ago where one of my aunts stopped speaking to me because I answered her accordingly, you know. It was the first time I had seen her in a while. And the first thing she said was, look you. And I was like, yes, my mind ain't bad. Well, the end. Ojo.
Wow.
Okay.
Paps. Yeah.
Yeah, at time I see somebody that was post-pandemic and you're like, girl, but you put on real weight. And I happen to know for a fact that person there's always been financial troubles. They're always struggling. So my comeback line was like, girl, it's so it is when you know where your next meal coming from. So it is implied that she looking like she's suffering because she's always suffering.
I was choking you. As you say that, grabbing in it.
Come down from there.
Hey,
She
guys,
chose violence.
the topic is not to be violent.
Fighting fire with
This
fire,
topic
boy.
is not fight fire with
How are we
fire.
to do? How are we to
This
do better?
topic was we trying to understand
This one
and
telling she ugly. Like, come on,
Well,
man, only man.
what I've gathered
She
so
was
far.
not blood aunt. She was like a peripheral aunt.
I know what you mean, but what I've gathered so far is that
She look
nobody
like-
going back, and we encouraging everyone to do things for themselves. Don't do
That's
things for
right.
others.
So-
You understand? In the case of homeboy who Bridget and them was real harsh, and we
Don't
lost
torture
it.
people.
I think as friends, he can do this. It's hard. That's why we always advocate for difficult conversations. It's really hard to tell somebody you love something hard.
Yes.
But you have to find a way.
This is why, you see, this is why, I mean, we make fun of the whole gentle parenting thing. Not make fun, but, you know, it's a conversation. You'll be like, gentle parenting hard because your children not gentle children.
No. Gentle parenting, low.
But what I'm saying is, if we had more of a culture that leaned in the direction of gentle parenting, we would begin to learn the tools, the emotional tools of how to tell each other things, hard things, gently as adults. We don't need to torture somebody into losing weight.
But that's what we have to unlearn that, because in our space, we listen, things that we grew up hearing your parents say is real harsh.
Terrors.
And I hate the term now. I know nothing. What I had to go, okay, wherever you had to go, that's on you, dog.
No.
We bringing that for me if I don't hear them stories, and that's what we grew up hearing. I had to do this, and there are people go there, and when children trying to explain to people, okay, I get it, but that's not what that's not what they're facing now.
You wouldn't be the first, and you wouldn't be the last.
Yeah.
Nobody didn't dead. I'm like, wow. Really?
God, you just look like your father.
Ooh, yikes.
That one different. You gonna
Good morning, Joe. I could testify to that. I have been to the US for a long time. So when I decided to come back home, I had lost weight. You know, I started exercising and stuff, and I lose weight. But when I reach home now, reach Trinidad, everybody watching me, like, you are 8 scale.
What?
Wow. Are you skinny? So you looking sick.
Cannot please people.
They're not accustomed to that.
Cannot please people.
They understand that.
You can't please them.
Can't please people. And I mean, can't please
sick.
people. Bringing it back to the whole relationship
Didn't
thing.
even use it in the right context,
No,
though.
they really didn't.
Ah,
Bringing
my
it back
God.
to the relationship thing, if you're also with someone for whom you feel as though, you know, this idea of league, who in who league and whatnots. If you are with somebody and you are competing with them physically, like, you know, people, there's that level of competition in terms of who making more money than who working where. But when it comes down to the physical, who hotter than who, and who not in who league, and that level of conversation.
That's a thing?
And
That's a thing?
yes, it's a thing. That level of conversation and engagement is so unhealthy. It is so superficial and unhealthy, and it is a recipe for the disaster, which is why you can have the conversations about, revenge body. What is a revenge body?
Bah, you know what I mean? I used to be drinking my Hennessy once, for the week, and the Hennessy, we're doing, Nice, This girl stressed me out so much, I beat and punching every day.
Damn.
I get a belly, I get a ball patch.
Oh my
She really
God.
stress upon me, boy. You got time for them woman and
That's a fella, you going on a different road there, my friend.
How, Lord?
You going on a
You
different
know
road.
about how?
If it's not that you put on weight, you say, hey, like you're pregnant. People just be so out of pocket, it's not funny. Taryn, you owe myself, neighbor, and Lily an apology, because MM own the whole lane in hell. The two.
I knew where my
I
next
like
meal
her.
coming from.
I
Hey,
like her.
neighbor,
And when you see her
at
in
least I know where my
person,
next meal coming from.
she is the sweetest.
Yeah.
She too sweet.
Boy. Listen to what I telling you. Nah, all are in the same, all are live in 33. 33 Devil's Lane.
36.
It's 36 Devil's Lane. 36 Devil's Lane.
36.
Hell Avenue.
Good
All
morning,
of it.
breakfast party.
Oh,
Jaiga,
66.
Rody, Miss Jackson, Ron, Nikki, whoever is that. I agree 100% with Abby. Do not talk anything about anybody's body. Leave people's body alone. And if you really love somebody, oh God, man, nah, come on, why would you? Nah. And that dude, your daddy could have them friend and them in your friend, but. And if somebody you know gain weight, you don't have to be mean. You know what I mean? There's a whole different kind of way to go about
it.
that.
Agreed.
Some people just like to be mean, and that's not cool.
True. And I go back to feelings though. I real into feelings. When a situation or somebody makes you feel a particular way, that is the energy that you have to move it. You understand? If somebody makes me feel good, don't care what that physicality of that person really represents.
We rolling.
I roll in, depending how you. So that whole notion of that superficial notion Abby was speaking of with the league and league thing. Remember, I always talk about that. I was brainwashed with that from my granny. That stems from the same late for school thing, you know.
It's true, you're right.
It stems from the same
No,
thing.
you're right, you're
When
right.
they plant that seed in their head as a child, don't bring no late for school. What they start doing is planting an image of what they believe looks good. So you now have that superficial thought in your mind that this is what I should be attracted to. And you eliminate anything else in your space. And that is the kind of stuff we need to unlearn because it still happens. We see it today. Like from the time you see a fellow or a girl with a guy that doesn't look or you feel the
look like
physicality is
Don't
not,
match.
not compatible. Like, was she doing it he?
That's right.
Or he doing it she? And them kind of things. Not understanding the feeling in that situation. How the both individuals make each other feel is what's important. Because they could be very... Watch me. We watching them and they were saying, what he and who is she? And them real happy
like
in the space.
Happy like puppy.
Them happy like woi. And that is what is important.
There's also a beauty in growing old together in a way. Well, for those who have interest in, for me, getting older is very dramatic. But for those who, yes. But for those who, for those who
It's inevitable though.
it is.
I don't know why people just
But
run from it.
I think it's not running. It's also too when you are aware of certain although there's no absolute, nothing is absolute. It doesn't mean because it seems to be a genetic predisposition in your family that it's definitely going to happen to you. But you cannot help but say, I really don't want to sign up for that. So if I could press at a certain age, I would be cool.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily
Something like
want...
ailments like Alzheimer's
Yes,
and all them things.
yeah. The women in our family
Gotcha.
heavily Alzheimer's.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha,
I feel like by 60 I could press. Yeah, I could press.
But you don't know. You
I can
don't.
press by
Maybe
60.
maybe you might find not only
I
that,
know,
and maybe
I
somebody
know it's
could come in.
irrational.
Somebody could
I
come into
know
your
it's
life
irrational.
who
I
will
know.
accept and love you through all that until your last day.
Listen, Listen, I have loved people through Alzheimer's.
What do you
and
want?
it is, I don't want to put someone through that.
What do you want?
Ryan Gosling.
What do you want?
You man pull out the notebook. That I got.
Ryan Gosling.
I got it, man. Pull out the
You
notebook.
better rebuke that whole press talk, eh? Shucks.
You man pull out the notebook. You know.
The whole
I
hot
Daddy.
Ryan Gosling. I cannot stand you. Do you want?
What do you want?
I don't know. that was a big scene. That was a big scene. The point is though, for those who are in like really committed relationships and you all have like children and grandchildren and you know you have a very bright outlook about that nice long life, there's a wonderful thing about growing old together. You ever see old couples that they almost start to look like each other? They start to look alike because they're together so long. You know, they're not fat per se, but there's a comfortableness in growing old together and accepting each other in all your wonderfulness, including the physicality. So I think people should try to embrace that as opposed to holding on to the superficiality of what the perfect couple and the perfect couple body and body goals and all that nonsense supposed to look like.
You gotta reach a point where you're just comfortable being absolutely quiet around each other and it not bother you, no boy. Like just complete silence.
We cool. We good.
Like you know, I don't want to
I'm
hear
careful
you.
on there. I'm careful.
But we lie, man. We in the same room.
We lie, man.
Yeah?
We
same
doing
room.
separate things.
Yeah.
But we good.
We good.
Don't need to hear you. You don't need to hear me. We just in the
We
same
just
space
good.
and we good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's life. That's
life.
Telling you.
That's the goal there. That's the
That's
dream.
it.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Now he reached that.
I
He
think
reached
I
that.
reached there. I think
You
I
reached
reached
there?
there.
Serious?
You there?
I think I reached there.
Wait.
Get
Hold
him.
on, hold on,
Sometimes
hold
we
on,
need
Get
to
him,
know
get
Carl
him,
in
get
the
him.
room.
Wait.
And Alicia's cool. Alicia's
Just
lying.
there.
Hold on, hold on.
Until
hold on.
Alicia enters and then it's all over. Until Alicia enters
Feel
the
them.
room.
Nah,
Trying to find a
but
round of applause. It had to be.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
is, don't get me wrong. That's probably only on a Monday.
The point is, you all have moments of that. You all have moments of
Yes,
that.
we do, we do,
And
we
that's
do. We definitely
that's
do.
nice. That's a vibe.
Guys, well, we hope this conversation kind of empower you to change your ways, rethink some of the things you've been doing and saying to others.
Leave people alone.
Leave people alone. It is not your job to mention size to anyone.
The size, the skin, the hair. Tell people they look nice. That's it.
And let us now
You're glowing.
open our emotional vocabulary
Don't use
and
healthy. Don't
cha-
use the
use
word
your
healthy.
words.
Don't use that.
You look lovely. Oh my gosh.
Oh, your eyebrows in today, boy.
You have a lightness about you, boy. Also, don't tell people you look tired. Oh God, how you looking tired? So that's also.
I just get
please
on.
stop it.
I just get on.
Could you?
I just get on one. Oh, you looking drained.
So when people tell me I look tired, my response now is, "Oh, you're trying to tell me I'm looking bad," and then there'll be awkward silence after. No, no, that's not what I said.
My response is be a mother too, but I'll just say it out loud now.
See, you just choose violence too.
I just get plenty.
Yeah.
I feel the quickest and easiest thing to tell anybody is that the mother.
Yeah.
I love mother. So for me, I always feel as though
I'm mother for you.
I'm mother for you. I'm mother for you. I'm mother for you. It's very, very easy. And you see, and Jack had the mother come back real good. Remember Jack mother come back? When the man say my mother is dead, okay, dig her up.
Okay.
You remember Jack? Jack is savage. The man said, why don't knock your mother? The man said, well, sir, my mother is dead. Okay, dig her up. Daddy! Jack has to go to hell.
This is not a healthy direction.
You see? Only remember Jack?
Ole, we still growing. We still growing.
From being mean,
still growing.
You getting me now.
Okay, yeah.
Y'all, we still growing. We still growing.
Yeah, guys,
we growing.
do not be like Jack.
Don't be like Jack. Okay?
Moral of the story: do not.
Here's what I'll say.
Like Jack.
Don't choose violence unless.
I know. Remember what Jack said? That my belly started hurting.
Extremely provoked.
If Jack had tell me that, I would have strangled him. He was getting a flush right in it.
Sail across the mic.
I was forgetting as a reporter, boy. Boy, me and Jack would be scat paddling in the airport.
Rolling.
Security.
Homeboy said take she up, you know.
You could tell the good big man dig up him mother, boy.
No, but that is clapback goals, though, eh?
Yeah.
No, that is clapback goals.
Jack said throat dig up.
Your only point is be a good person today. Uplift people. Even if you're with somebody and things not that great and you have concerns, maybe where their health and their body is concerned. One, think about how much of that is you projecting yourself onto them. And two, still find a way to uplift them today.
Scan it. Oh.
It must have something nice.
Your fingernails looking nice today, man.
Wow, no, that's borderline sign to lie. That's borderline sign to lie. You cannot do that.
Mean everybody
Yeah, but when you have a scan through something, you scan.
Oh, your shoulders looking really, really straight and wow. It's really presentable today.
Wow.
Thank you.
I love that pen you're using today. That's a stretch. That is a stretch. Oh, wow, you got a pen. That's a nice pen. That is a stretch. If your relationship gets to the point where you have to compliment your partner about his pen, all you need to do, sorry, just forget about it. It's not making sense.
I like how you put away them clothes, you know. Love how you put away them
clothes. Hold on, it's a full clothes.
Say something nice today.
Say something nice
today. Don't matter what it is.
Okay.
Don't matter what it is. It could be how big, how small. It could be from a pen to a toe.
Yeah.
To eyebrow.
Yes. Okay.
To a smile.
Please. Say something nice.
What we want to leave you guys with today, say something nice.
Yes. And
to
try
your
to
person
mean it.
today.
Try to mean it.
All right? Love you, mean it.
Ooh.
All right? Love you, mean it. On an App File Friday, inside of the Mars versus Venus. You have that to do. See, not so spiffer. I'll let you close today.
You let me close?
I just love how you breathe that air.
Oh, wow.
That air you're breathing.
Wow.
You make the air look so clean.
What?
All right.
Okay.
Friday.
Yes. It's a
Friday.
Say
something nice today, Ole.
Say something nice.